What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Benny and the Booth podcast. After a bit of a hiatus, I am officially back. New computer, still same microphone, similar computer type, company type computer, but I am back. If you did not catch my notes, I did not do an episode last week because I had computer problems with my old computer, and eventually, it just got too much that I ended up getting a new computer fully done, and I am ready to go with a new computer, back with podcast. Hopefully weekly. Might still start doing recordings more than live, but we'll see what happens. Also, if you haven't caught up on my community tab on the YouTube channel, which check it out, definitely under the channel, I have started a TikTok. It is under my own name. I'll even show you. I'll show you the details. It will always be in the link tree in the description of every episode. But it is under the podcast name, Benny in the Booth Podcast. Uh, I am on TikTok. I plan to be posting, basically my YouTube shorts are going to be TikTok shorts, and I'll also be posting either when I go live or that I did post a new episode on YouTube and to go check it out. If you haven't seen my TikTok, go check it out. There aren't much uploads. It's just the YouTube short reaction I recently posted of uh, Corbin Burns, which is different from the YouTube version just because it's also my introduction to TikTok. And it's already gotten a whole bunch of views, which has already made me happy that I chose to get on TikTok. I had 100 plus views on my first TikTok. I was just like, okay, here we go. We got something here. And then just post with an update about the computer situation with the podcast. But yeah, those are the side notes I want to get out of the way, of course. So this week's episode, I'm going to be covering the conference championship games. I do not care for the Pro Bowl and will not be talking about the Pro Bowl. And I will be giving you my Super Bowl prediction, which I don't really have a reason, and I'm going to explain that. And then we've got some NFL coaching news and some MLB news to go over. Let's just start off with football. Conference championship games. Ravens and Chiefs. Chiefs won 17-10. Big time defense stepped up big throughout the entire game, especially in the second half, having two fumbles, including a strip sack and a Zay Flowers recovering fumbling in the end zone, but the Chiefs did recover it. And then they had a pick on Mahomes, on Lamar, helped them go back to the Super Bowl. Mahomes had 1.11 straight completions to start the game, which is the longest streak since Rich Gannon. Sorry about that. Rich Gannon in 2002 for the Oakland Raiders. They went to the Super Bowl that year and lost. And Travis Kelce finished the game with a whole bunch of catches. But for career, now 156 career in the postseason, which passes Jerry Rice for the all-time record. And the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl for the second consecutive year, looking to be the first team to repeat since Brady in 04 and 05. And then the NFC side, the 49ers came back from down 27-3 to win 34-31 to advance to the Super Bowl. Detroit is the only team in NFL history to have three different players in the Super Bowl in a game in the Super Bowl era. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jameson Williams rushed for 40 plus yards and a touchdown in the first half of any regular season or playoff game. But in the end, the 49ers won. My non-bracket predictions, I went 2-0. My bracket predictions, I went 1-1. My total non-bracket predictions record is 179 and 105. My total bracket predictions record is 178 and 107. My Super Bowl prediction. Now, here's the thing. Like, I had been spinning back and forth on this. Because I do have my prediction, but I just wanted to go through this process for you. Like, here's the thing: there's always the logic of don't bet against Mahomes, but like at the same time, we haven't seen someone repeat as Super Bowl champion since Brady in 04 and 05. And the last time Mahomes had a chance to repeat as Super Bowl champion, he put up a stinker with no offensive line against Brady, 31-26, 31-6 or whatever it was in 2020. And funny enough, that game was also on CBS, like this Super Bowl's on CBS. And at the same time, yes, this is a rematch of the Super Bowl that led to eventually was right before COVID, literally. But at the same time, both teams have very much different rosters since then. The Chiefs are not the same offense since then. The 49ers now have Christian McCaffrey. Deebo Samuel is not the same Deebo Samuel the last time. And the 49ers the 49ers also have Chase Young on defense, who's made it back since that trade. And the 49ers now have Brock Purdy, whereas last time they had Jimmy Garoppolo. And then there's also the fact that you're wearing white jerseys, teams wearing white have won the Super Bowl mostly, and the 49ers are that case for the Super Bowl, which oddly they're on the road for the Super Bowl, which doesn't make sense at all, but that's another story for another day. But then there's also the fact that like the team traveling west, when you have a team traveling west and team traveling east, ends up winning the Super Bowl a lot of the most recent times, which in this case would be Chiefs. So it's like back and forth, and every case you make for one can get nullified by the other. But my gut feeling is that the 49ers are going to win this game, and that is my prediction. I have San Francisco winning this game. I think this will be a back and forth game. I think it will be much closer compared to the last time Mahomes was trying to be a Super Bowl champion against Brady, and not just because it's a different opponent. But I do think San Francisco will win this game and win their first Super Bowl since 1995, back when Steve uh, what Steve Young was their quarterback, and they beat Junior Seau and the San Diego Chargers. But yeah, that's my Super Bowl prediction. I guess let me know whether you agree or differ in the comments. I'm interested to hear everyone's Super Bowl prediction. But yeah, let me know. Also, one other side point, I am looking to do after the Super Bowl, a year in review sort of thing, like I've done in the past. And I might be having a guest. I haven't started working on anything yet. I also really have to figure out things, especially because with school and stuff. But I want to try to do something. I want to try to have a guest on, and I will keep you posted when I know things and can say things out loud. But there is some coaching updates in the NFL. The Dolphins this morning, or today, I should say, came out with the news that Joe Barry, defensive coordinator, is now becoming the Dolphins linebacker coach and game coordinator. I mean, run game coordinator, which is interesting because he didn't do so well in Green Bay, but I guess he is in a very much lesser role. And I don't know what he had done previously before Green Bay, so I guess we'll see how this plays out. Green Bay also hired a Boston College, I think, defensive coordinator or something. But either way, so Green Bay has also found their Joe Barry replacement. Browns have confirmed, which I also posted an immediate reaction to, Ken Dorsey, the former Bills offensive coordinator, who prior to last year, great, very good with consistency. But this year, literally, his firing was what led to the Bills turnaround, and that's what pains me in the fact that he's the new offensive coordinator. Aside from that, they also announced that Deuce Staley is going to be their new running backs coach. Tommy Reese is going to be their new tight end / passing game coordinator and specialist. And Jacques Cesar, I don't know how to pronounce it, is their new D line coach. I don't know much about the others, so we'll see how the others pan out. But Reese was the former Bama offensive coordinator, so that could definitely be something good for the Browns. But Dorsey just pains me because it's just like he's literally the reason why his firing is what led to the Bills' turnaround. And it's just like, do you really want to bring that onto the Browns? Like, I don't know. I had more of a immediate reaction, in YouTube Shorts. Go check it out on the YouTube channel. I didn't post it on TikTok because at that point I hadn't started TikTok yet, my TikTok account. And then one other coaching note: the Chargers have hired their new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator being fittingly the former defensive coordinator for Michigan, Jesse Minter, and their new OC is going to be former Ravens offensive coordinator Greg Roman. Uh, Michigan definitely had a very good defense for the last couple of years. I don't know how long he's been with Michigan. That's definitely pretty high for defense, especially since it's just reuniting Harbaugh and Minter. Offensively, I mean, Roman's been dicey with the Ravens, so like I guess we'll see what happens. But that's all the football news with coaches and recap and predictions, and we'll see how that pans out. Also, by the way, now that I have started TikTok, let me know if you guys want me to start. If you want me to maybe do some live streams on TikTok, or if you just want me to keep it to YouTube, I'm interested to see what you guys think. I primarily will probably keep it to YouTube, but Maybe once in a while I'd pop a TikTok stream. Now I've started one, and I know you can do live streams. And yes, I know I could also do it on X/Twitter, but that's a little bit different. And I don't know. I guess we'll see. But either way, primarily will be YouTube. Maybe I do change things up for like a episode or two. We'll see. But either way, we have some baseball news since last time we talked. Rhys Hoskins has signed with the Milwaukee Brewers, 2 years, $24 million. I also forgot something in my notes. I am realizing. Um, let's see something. Which I posted an immediate reaction to Corbin Burns trade, and that was my first TikTok. But okay. The Milwaukee Brewers traded Corbin Burns, who they had rough talks about trying to get an extension with, to the Baltimore Orioles. Which I should add, this is with new ownership, as Angelos has officially sold the team to a new ownership group, including Cal Ripken Jr. for uh 1.725 billion. Great for Orioles, especially after this move, as they get Corbin Burns in exchange for Joey Ortiz, a shortstop prospect, DL Hall, who's been an up and down left-handed pitcher, and a round A draft pick, competitive balance draft pick. This is a great move for Baltimore. Big upgrade to rotation. I'm interested to see how it pans out for them. For Milwaukee, I don't know. You got ripped off. And I'm kind of happy about it. And it also makes me wonder why they even got Rhys Hoskins in the first place if you're dumping off uh, when you're dumping off uh, Corbin Burns, but I don't know, beats me. Either way, not the only trade we have to talk about. The Minnesota Twins and Seattle Mariners combined for a trade. Twins trading Jorge Polanco to the Seattle Mariners for Anthony DeSclafani, who is literally traded within this offseason, the Robbie Ray trade to Seattle, and Justin Topa, and prospects Gabriel Gonzalez and Darren Brown. I don't know much about the prospects. DeSclafani is kind of funny because he was already traded this offseason, and Jorge Polanco's been pretty solid for Minnesota over the recent years. Let's see how he does in Seattle. Probably the replacement for Eugenio Suarez, if I had to guess, to some extent. Bobby Witt Jr. signed an extension with the Kansas City Royals, 11 years, $288.8 million. Big time move by Kansas City to get him extended. He's very much worthy of that extension. We'll see how that pans out for them. Dodgers traded left-handed pitcher Caleb Ferguson to the New York Yankees for Matt Gage and prospect Christian Zalzetta. That should be interesting for the Yankees. Don't know much about the prospect they gave up or Matt Gage. Carlos Santana signed with the Minnesota Twins 1 year, $5.25 million. He's been still pretty consistent as old age. See how it pans out for Minnesota. San Francisco Giants traded Ross Stripling to the Oakland Athletics for Jonah Cox. I have no idea anything about Jonah Cox. Stripling's been not so good. I guess we'll see if he somehow turns it around in Oakland. Uh, White Sox traded reliever Gregory Santos to the Seattle Mariners for Prelander Baroa, Zach Deloach, and 2024 competitive balance round B pick. Getting rid of a big time good reliever for White Sox. Don't know much about the return they get back. The Diamondbacks traded outfielder Nick Fletcher, who had spent time in the majors and also was part of Team Italy in the 2023 WBC, to the Chicago White Sox for and is also a brother of David Fletcher. For Christian Mena, I don't know much about who they gave up. We'll see how Fletcher plans out for the White Sox. Right-handed reliever Phil Maton signs with Tampa Bay Rays, 1 year for $6.5 million. He's been pretty good for Houston. We'll see how he pans out in Tampa. Left-handed reliever Wandy Peralta signed 4 year deal for $16.5 million with San Diego Padres. Justin Turner signed a 1 year deal with the Toronto Blue Jays, 1 year, $13 million, which probably means Matt Chapman ain't going back. Alex Wood signs a 1 year deal worth $8.5 million with the Oakland Athletics. David Robertson signs a 1 year deal worth either between 11 and 12 million with the Texas Rangers. And Jose Altuve signed an extension with the Houston Astros, 5 years, $125 million. And that is this week's episode of the podcast. Happy to be back with a new computer, right setup, and everything hopefully good. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you are new on YouTube, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a notification on so notify when I go live and or post a new video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, hit the notification button so notify when I post on there. Don't forget to check out my new TikTok. That link will be in the link tree in the description. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will see you in next week's episode, episode 141. And this was episode 112, by the way. See you in next week's episode, episode 113. Bye!